Guys, Friday morning, day after Thanksgiving here. What I'm going to do is, there's a rear PTO on this thing. And the drive shaft that comes off the pump to the rear PTO is a little loosey-goosey. So when I run it, it's kind of making a little, it runs all the time. Then when you engage the PTO through the switch, the clutch pulls in and the pulley turns. But the shaft to the PTO spins all the time when the motor's running, and I should have changed the shaft when I had it all apart, but it's kind of making a lot of noise. Once I put the cozy cab on here, it's going to be a lot more work to take this off. Besides, I want to probably clean this up and paint this pan before I put the cozy cab down, so I won't have to take it off again. So what I got to do is I got to remove the seat, got to remove this pan, I'm going to remove the gas tank. And to get to the PTO, the rear PTO's here. There's different kinds. This one's a one pulley, but it did come with the tractor, so I'm going to leave it on there. I do have a rear weight bracket for this thing I'm going to put on. It's over here. It's an extra wide one. It takes 8 weights. Most of them take 6, but this is an extra wide one. Probably don't need it. I do have the cozy cab from the other one inside here that I put on a pallet. I got to do some repairs on it. And I'm going to show you over here. I just put this tape on there because there was water getting down inside there from it raining outside. But you can see how this piece is a little rotted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that right off of there. I got some new metal. I'll cut this right off and weld a new piece on there. And I did fab some pieces up out of cardboard, so I know what the layout is of this thing. And I cut some of this stuff out, and I'm gonna put a new piece in here. And we'll refab all this stuff and weld it all up. Because it's rotted, so I can't leave it rotted. You can see it's rotted there. Can you see that? So I'm going to probably cut it here. And I got some new tubing. We'll cut this. We'll put a new piece here and a new piece here. And then we'll redo the plate. And redo this metal. I got the same thickness metal. I'm probably not going to do that today. Sorry about the light and blinding you. Alright, so let's get going on this. I'll take this apart and I'll show you as I go along here. And I did take this tank off before and dumped it out. There was water in it. A lot of these units sit outside, you know, and they don't cover this with a can or something, and it gets water in there. But that's all been done already. When I did get this, it had blown axles. Guy blew the axles right out of it, and I was able to put new axles in it and fix it. I did that on yesterday's video, but let me set you up in the stand and try to get some of this shit off of here and maybe put a video together for you. It's early morning, probably 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. I really do enjoy working on these tractors. That's why I do it. So I just kind of really enjoy it. Usually the washers go underneath. What happens is I find a lot of these pans are cracked, so I'd rather sit it right on there. This is kind of a weak spot on these things. It's just one layer. You would figure they would have put a double layer on there. That's 9/16. When I put the PTO back together, I did grease it. That's the problem, is if they don't grease it, they wear out after time. So I did grease this drive shaft really good. This is what they call a deluxe seat. You could adjust it in the front so it goes down and up with the, as you sit on it. You could adjust the tension on it That's what they call a deluxe seat. I should have did this before I put it all back together, but what are you gonna do? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Now on the 430, there's rubber isolators front and back on these pans. Now this pan is the same thing as a 316, 318. It just has the high-low differential holes in it. The same size pan, which I thought was a little odd, but I thought it was going to be wider, but it's not. A couple of bolts here. That's what they call a belly pan. And I found that it's best to take these 10mm bolts out, because if not, they'll want to hit on there. A 10mm. Let's take these two out, because if not, they're going to interfere. You'll see there's rubber insulators. When I get this thing out, you'll see it. $10mm. And the 1/2 inch. While I got this off, I'm going to paint it too. With a couple of days of good weather here. This has to come off. This should be a... That's the high-low. The only thing else we got to do is take the gas cap off and it should come off. Alright. It's got to come. Pick it. Gotta come up all the tires. Yeah, while I have it off, I'm gonna sand it all good and paint it, but a lot of times they'll crack right here. There'll be spider cracks. This one's good. I'm gonna take these these glasses out of here, and we're gonna give this thing a good cleaning and paint it. All I gotta do is get these measurements and cut another pan for the other unit. Be able to give this thing a good painting. I might have to pull the fuel out of the tank, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's see if we could just move it out of the way. This is a different tank than the, it's definitely a different tank than the 318s or the 340s. See if I get these lines off of here. Got a different type of tank here. We've got a return line and a feed line. There's a little lift pump underneath on the chassis that pumps the fuel, the diesel fuel up and in. There's a leaker. I have had this tank off before and dumped it. There was water in there, a little bit. So I dumped it into a bucket, and you know, then I was able to dump it into a container, and the water stayed on the bottom, type of thing. This right here is a vent. I'm gonna take this ground off of here, and then I should be able to maybe lift it and get it out of the way. Pretty heavy. I might have to dump all the fuel out of it so I can move it easy enough. The ground. I think that's 10 millimeter. Yeah, 10. The only thing I gotta disconnect is this little holes, and then I can get this thing out of here. Thing's pretty heavy. See if I can get it. You can see I greased it, but see how it's a little loosey-goosey there? Sloppy-woppy? See it? Right in here is an issue. So, we're going to change this shaft, which I have another one. I should be able to change it easy enough. I've never done it before, so you're going to kind of work with me on it. You can see these brackets for the cozy cab. They're heavy duty. See these rear brackets? That's for the cozy cab, because that thing's so flippin' heavy. So you can see the pumps there. Well, the drive shaft comes in from the motor, and it drives the pump, which drives the transmission. And then this is the rear PTO that comes over to this. So you can see the clutch here, and there's adjustment here. You could adjust this clutch. So this spins all the time. Then when you engage the PTO, this locks in and spins this pulley. This is a single pulley. They have the doubles. Oh, this flipping thing is... She's a little loosey-goosey also. Anyway, let's get this thing out of here, and I'll show you the shaft. It's definitely an issue. Because that thing spins all the time. I don't have an issue. There's a ground wire and a power wire. I got the power wire right here. I did come across with this thing, and I've got it disconnected. There's a ground I gotta take off also. That's a bracket. There's a bracket down in there. I did weld washers on both sides of it because it was a little sloppy, so I welded washers on both sides. You'll see when I get it out. There's a little pin that holds this in place. There's a little lever that comes off the chassis. There's a little lever that comes over with a pin to hold this from spinning. I gotta put a sight glass in here yet. I gotta get one off my other tractor. You can see the oil level. Should be like right in the middle here when you fill the transmission. Pretty much right there. But this is 3/4. We're gonna take these 3 bolts off, and then this back section should come off. That's what they call a rear PTO. It's an option. It's 3/4. I mean, I don't really need this, seeing it's a snowblower, but seeing it came with it, I like to keep it on there. This does make it worth more money. Got the rear PTO. It's running the belt back here. There's different kinds. I got my coffee too. I'm gonna go back, one in the house and grab another cup of coffee. They said that drive shaft's a little sloppy. I don't like it. I don't like it making noise like that, because once I get this cap on it, it's kind of a major job to get it off. Not easy. I just gotta disconnect that ground. I just gotta disconnect that bracket and that ground wire. That's 9/16. That ground wire is hooked up to it too, so I gotta get that off of there. Metric. Square size. This is 5/8. It'll be 5/8. Yeah, it's 5/8. That's where I got the ground. I got the ground hooked up to that too. It's a carriage bolt, so it's square on one end. Got the ground. There's the bracket. I'm gonna probably weld that up too. See how that's a little loosey-goosey when it's flopping in the flipping wind. It should come out now. The wire's disconnected. I don't think that shaft is the problem. I don't think that shaft is the problem. It's the other one that's a issue. I did grease it, but I do have another one that when I bought one of the tractors, the guy had it. Yeah, you can see it's all chooched. You can see how it's all kind of loosey-goosey in there, worn out, right? So we gotta change that. I think it's bolted. I never had one of these apart before, but we're gonna go on the bench and take it apart. I gotta take this shaft, and I have another one in the shed. I'm gonna go get it. I got all kinds of flipping parts in here. And I did. Here it is, right here. There's the PTO. You can see that one's all busted and worn out, but I gotta change the shaft on this one too. I gotta change. This is the one for. I should have that rod. I gotta find the other. I think it's right here. Yeah, this is it. I got all kinds of shit in here. All kinds of pots, weights. All kinds of cozy cab, rear weights. I got all kinds of shit. This is what the PTO looks like. It's like $120 for this thing. That's what they go for. But I don't know. I've never taken one of these apart before. I never have. Should be bolted. Yeah, it's a bolt right there. See, not in the bolt. Not in the bolt that holds it in place. Alright, so we'll get it on the bench and we'll change the shaft. This one's busted up too. See this shaft? I gotta get another shaft, but this shaft should be good. When in doubt, change it out. I want to check that rear pulley too. Why is it all loosey-goosey? Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, see, that's a lot better. See that? That's gotta put a grease fitting in there, but see, that's a lot better. That other one was loosey-goosey. What about the compressor? I don't know about that one either. I know for sure this one is an issue. This one's an issue for sure. I don't know why this was never greased. This one was never greased. So let's take it apart. Let's take it apart. See if we can get it out of there. These are pretty easy to set. You put a feeler gauge in here. I think it's 0.017 in here to set this thing. What happens is this thing spins all the time, and then when you engage the PTO, this part spins. Oh, this thing's a little... This is not engaged all the time, so I don't think that this is a problem. This is not engaged all the time. It's the shaft that's bad. Let's see if we can get it off. Take these 4 bolts off, and then we'll take that nut off that shaft, and we should be able to slide this right out, maybe. I don't know, never done one before. Just so you guys know, I've never taken one of these apart before, so we're learning as we go along. We're both learning as we go, because I have not worked on one of these before. That's what, 5/8? I never claim to be an expert on this shit. I'm just kind of do it as a hobby. Ooh. You're on a spin there, Mama. She looking like she wants to spin. A spinner. Wow. Wow. I can't grab that shaft because that's going to want to spin too. I think what I need to do is bolt it in like this. And I might have to take the air hammer to it. The air gun to it. Oh, that's a smaller one. Huh. That's different. Oh. Kind of different. Alright. That should come right off of there. Did on the other one. Come right off of there. A little hammer action. There should be a nut on there. Is there a nut? Yeah, there's a nut on there. I wonder if there's some kind of locking. Looks like it's got some kind of locking pin on it or something, or a wire. Okay, I see what it is. It's locked in there. It's locked in there with some kind of shim. Oh, look at this, it's got a giant O-ring in there. I find this shit interesting, you know? I kind of like playing around with different things, and like I said, I'm not an expert, but I'm just doing it as a hobby. Yeah, it's just two. It just holds it in from. That should come off. You can see it right there. I just gotta either press that out or something. Have to get a press, maybe. There's a little clip on this side. So there's a clip that goes in there, stops it from going that way. So this just has to get pushed out. I should be able to take a socket or something and put it on there and hit it down. Should be able to hit that and it should come out. Coming. He's coming. Need a little lubrication. Right. Oh, she's bound up. She's bound up, Mom. You want to hear it. It went a little bit, and that was it. I'm going to have to get a press. Should go. There you go. We'll have to put a little heat on that baby. Oh, that key seems to be the issue. So if I get something a little smaller past that key, I think I might be able to get it out of there. Key seems to be affecting it. That's the key. There's a leaker. It's the threads inside there that are loosey-goosey. This one's better. Yeah, it's that key that's an issue. I don't know why, but see if I get that key out of there now. And clean it up. This needs a little lube. That's all it is. It needs a little lubrication. That's all. What we're gonna do is clean this up on a wire brush. Put a little never sees on there. Gonna make sure we get it in the right spot with the key and all that shit, right? Never sees. Let's see if I can get it to go in there. Oh, the keys are going to come in from this top part. The keys are going to be popped in from the top down. I see it. So I got to get this thing to come up from the bottom. Right in line. And I have to put the key in after. Key has to go in here afterwards. Yeah, because there's no shoulder on the back side of that thing to put the key in. It's kind of odd, but seems like it's going right in line there where I need it. I might have to give this thing a flip. There it goes. And I gotta put that, there's an O-ring, there's a snap ring that goes in there. See the snap ring? I gotta put that on that shaft, that snap ring. See it? I should have a thing to take that off. Oh, dum-dum. Put that on there first, dum-dum. Okay. Alright, and then the I just gotta tighten this vise up so I grab that shaft. Grab the shaft. Too much and ruin the flipping thing. I mean, there was a little shaft on it. That seems pretty good. This way when we put it in, we can grease it because it makes a difference. You got to keep this shit greased or she'll wear out. I'll have to get another one for my other unit outside there. It's like $119 for that shaft. Alright, so once I get it in, I can grease it. Alright, so the old shaft. You can see how loosey-goosey it was, right? I mean, it's just all worn out inside. It's no good. No good. Alright, you can see over here, I did weld a washer on there on both sides to reinforce that, because that side was, she was a little loosey-goosey. Yeah, that's going to be a lot better now. I think that's 0.017 or 0.08, I think. That's the one I need right there. You see it's a little tight there. I can't get it in, so I gotta... Yeah, so you want to have it so it's adjusted so there's a little space there all the way around. If not, it won't work right. It's a little off there. One side was a little tight. So I liked it, so that's good there. I did get it back in and it was spinning a little bit, which I didn't want. It shouldn't be spinning. It should be. That's how you set the front and the rear. You don't have a gap all the way around. Gotta have a gap. Gap there. Gap there. I got a gap there. So this thing should spin. And the only time this thing will engage is when you engage the when you engage this PTO, then this pot should spin. It was a little tight. I don't think I locked in that nut either on that side. I don't think I did. Forgot to lock in that locking nut. Dum dum. Yes. There's just little tabs there that you have to. Almost forgot it, dum-dum. Dum-dum. Seems to be fine. Seems to spin fine there. Dum-dum. I could have did that on the machine, but I just wanted to lock them in. I forgot to do that, so. I don't know. It should spin freely now, and it's spinning freely. You can see I welded some washers on this thing to give it a little extra strength, because it was a little, loosey-goosey there, Ma. Yeah.